Hi Leo, how are we? Just doing some love readings today, looking at your person. I'm using a few decks today, so what I'm doing is I'm actually splitting the readings into the 5D, so what's going on with your person, behind the scenes in their love and soul sort of energy, and then what's going on in the reality. I will be using a separate deck as well. So for the first section, I am using the green glyphs lenormand. For that second section, the reality section, I'll be using the lenormand of Japan. I do also have oracles for both sections as well. And then after we've explored your person's energy a little bit, we'll be coming back through and getting some advice for you specifically, Leo. So I hope everyone's having a great week. Everyone had a great Easter. But let's get straight into your person's energy. So Leo, your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards you. Looking at the 5D, their love energy, please. Heart space. Gotta love that. Leo, your person's thoughts, feelings, and intentions. And I'll grab that oracle. So that's the Island Time Wellness Oracle deck there I'm using for this section. Leo and your person. What's going on with the love energy for Leo, please? Okay, so Leo, for your person's thoughts, I've pulled the Garden card there. Okay, so they are thinking about, I'm actually feeling like straight away I'll show you their feelings are actually the whip as well, which can talk a little bit, about some tension or some troubles. So I feel that these are actually connected for you guys. So your person's currently sort of feeling a little bit of tension. I feel like it's coming from a meeting that you guys have had between yourselves. So whether there's been some deep conversation of late that may be stirring up some, some tension for your person. This can also talk about, like punishment. So that self-flagellation energy. They're beating themselves up a little bit about something that's happened. I feel that's what that's talking about, because the garden does talk about like the more social aspects, and meetings, like and meeting up, when you guys have been hanging out. It can talk about a physical garden as well. So it usually is somewhere restful and social. But, I am kind of getting the vibe that it is just sort of talking about something that's happened when you guys have last met up, or if you last saw this person or last hung out with this person. It does feel like it's actually talking about something that's happened specifically, that has sort of stirred up that feeling within them of beating themselves up over something, or a bit of tension going on there. But what I'm actually seeing is that has actually so totally stirred something up for them as well, because the stalk here really does talk about things like being stirred up. So it could have even just been something really minor, like something that you have said has stirred them up a little bit and just got them a bit, revved up or stirred up. But the stalk does actually really talk about new as well. So whatever has been stirred up for them with this tension is actually bringing in some new energy. They are sort of intending to make some changes or something from that. So it really does talk about the new aspect and things in their infancy. So, it, bringing in a little bit of change, I feel, with that stalk energy there. Okay, and I am seeing for the oracle, we do have the girl talk card there. Okay, and so that says on it, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, and having fun. Okay, so once again, I feel like something has happened between you and your person, Leo, that has sort of stirred something up within them, and they are sort of needing to have that girl talk at the moment. So whether they're a female or a male is kind of irrelevant. It's just talking about you know, like talking with friends, talking things through, trying to work out what's happened and why they feel this way, you know, but also you guys might not actually currently be together. That may be what is getting stirred up, that they're sort of intending to stir this back into something new. You know, so I am seeing that potential reconciliation. So if you're not actually with this person, there is sort of some upcoming reconciliation energy going on with that stork card. So whatever's happened in the past there with that tension, or that trouble, or that you know, that feeling of self-flagellation that they're coming through with there, it has really stirred something up with them, and they are really wanting to bring a new aspect into the connection, you know, and they are sort of talking it through with a few people at the moment to try to get some advice or support with how should I approach this, what should I do, and that sort of a thing. You know, so they are just trying to, you know, live in the moment and have fun, but they really are stirring up this new energy within themselves as well, I feel. So if you guys are together, it's probably just something really like it could just be the most smallest little thing that they're beating themselves up over, you know, but it has kind of stirred something within them that they're really wanting to bring some new aspects into the connection. So if you guys are together, they may be wanting to you know, stir up some new sort of more positive changes to avoid these sorts of things happening again in the future. But like I said, this is just in the love space energy, so we'll have to check and see if it's coming through into the reality of the connection. Okay, so I'll swap over to the Lenormand of Japan deck here. And Leo and your person, what's going on in the reality of this connection, please? Okay, and your person's actions towards Leo. Person's actions towards Leo. Okay, so yeah, the reality of the situation is that, yeah, they are feeling a bit stuck. Okay, and they're feeling a bit like they've created some sort of delay or challenge. You know, these cards can talk about a little bit of stagnation within the connection at the moment. The anchor and the mountain. So the anchor really does talk about, you know, things that are weighing them down, or you know, because when you drop your anchor so you don't sail away, but it can sort of weigh you down a little bit, or you can sort of get stuck in one place. So there is a little bit of stagnation going on at the moment, as well as, you know, the mountain does talk about potential challenges and delays and sort of obstacles that are sort of being seen in the real world between the connection with the two of you at the moment. But the important thing with the mountain is to remember that, you know, it does really talk about hard work as well. So, you know, putting in the hard work to get up the mountain, but then once you're at the top of the mountain, you know, you can see for miles and work out where the next steps should be taken. Okay, so you can sort of look over out across everything and work it all out a little bit clearer from the top. So it really does talk about, I feel that, yeah, it is just sort of talking about some sort of delay or stagnant period in the connection at the moment, and maybe needing to, you know, put in a little bit of work to get through this obstacle. So we'll have, like, that's just coming from your person's view on the reality, but we'll obviously come and have a look at your personal advice in a minute there. But their actions towards you. Okay, so we are seeing the whip once again there. Now, as you can sort of tell in this deck, the whip does have a bit more of a fiery, passionate element going on there as well. So with the double whip, it could also be talking about that as well. It may be talking about one of you may have some sexual interests that are a little bit on the wild side there. Just as a side note, that will probably resonate for one or two. You know, like I said, you can kind of see what I mean when you look at that particular card. You know, the whips do come out sometimes to talk about that. Okay, so I can be talking a little bit about that energy there. Okay, and we are seeing the autumn card as well, the fall card as well. So I do go off the seasons that it is for me, which it currently is autumn here. So we are talking about some stuff that's really, you know, their actions at the moment is kind of really just a bit stuck in this tension. You know, I can't see past that. That's pretty much what's going on with their current actions. So I think we're really going to have to be looking at your particular advice to see how we can deal with this, because, you know, your person's energy at the moment, they are a little bit, you know, just stuck in that. And once again, I feel like it's that self punishment kind of vibe coming through a little bit there too, you know. So I feel like this tension is kind of, you know, they're taking it out on themselves a little bit. They might not be taking it out on the connection or on you, but I feel like they are kind of taking that out on themselves, and that is sort of letting us know that that is current, very current, you know, and it's kind of ongoing. It's not, you know, it's not going anywhere just as of yet. It's kind of, they're kind of, yeah, really stuck in that sort of energy and can't see their way clear. So when we get to the advice, we'll see if there's anything you can do about that, Leo, and pull them out of that. But, you know, I would suggest maybe watching your person's sign as well, and get that alternate view from what's going on as well. They might, you know, they might have there might have just been some sort of miscommunication or something that's led to this. But you know, you guys are probably going to know what resonates for you, and what's brought this upon as well. But we'll grab an oracle for you there. So Leo and your person, their reality energy, please. Okay, so we are getting the unending sadness of looking back card there. So that does say endless regret, obsessive grief, replaying the past, negative nostalgia. So yeah, it's quite obvious that your person is kind of really, really kind of stuck in this energy at the moment. And, you know, like I'm I'm feeling kind of really sad for this particular energy. There's definitely something going on beneath the surface with your person at the moment. You know, and yeah, so, you know, endless regret and obsessive grief and replaying the past. So I feel like, yeah, they are, once again, that's sort of just confirming that it is really this energy that they're taking out on themselves quite a lot as well. And they are kind of a bit stuck on a loop in their head with this tension, you know. So yeah, I can't really say much more about that, but we'll get some advice for you, Leo, when it comes to your person there. So Leo and their person, please. Advice for Leo. Advice for Leo with this person, please. Advice for Leo with this person, please. Okay, so when I was just looking there, I wasn't sure whether I was reading the vibe on this one right, but then it came out again in the reality as well. So we do have the tree and the snake energy there. So your advice is to get some further knowledge about what's going on. Okay, so you may be aware that, you know, your person might have, you know, like I am kind of getting that vibe that this may actually be like, you know, with especially with this card coming out, I am getting that vibe that, you know, this might be an ongoing thing for your person. So we might have like some sort of, you know, depression or something like that. So really, I feel with the tree card there, maybe needing to get some, you know, extra help, um, like, and some more knowledge on about what's going on for your person. So if you do know that your person does struggle with, like, a mental illness, or depression, or anything like that, I really would sort of be looking into that, and seeing how professionals would advise to deal with that, because it does also talk about, you know, self growth quite a lot too. So it is kind of asking you to focus a little bit on yourself and your role, for this person. I feel as well, but I'm really just mostly getting that education, knowledge vibe, a bit more wisdom needed when it comes to this particular person, and their situation, or the situation. But with the snake there, like I said, I wasn't sure whether I was getting the right vibe off that card or not, because we do sometimes, this particular snake card, it can talk about quite a few different things there, and with the whip coming through as well, and like I did mention, that can have that, that sexual connection there, with the whip there. Um, the snake is very similar when it comes to that as well, because it can talk about, your desire and your ambition. Okay, so that is actually kind of your advice as well, is that, that physical connection, between the two of you might actually be really important to maintain at the moment as well. So if this is like you know, a more physical relationship, or a more physical connection, that sway into that a little bit at the moment. But yeah, there may also be, some other things going on under the surface, because as you can kind of see there, we've got the tree and the snake there as well. So when they're both together, it can sort of reference, like the Bible story where the snake, um, deceived Eve into eating the apple or whatever. So that might resonate for someone out there, that, to think a little bit about that particular, um, the Bible story or whatever. But that sort of energy, and, trying to not be deceptive towards your person, and not being, um, not being like, not trying to trick them into anything, or deceive them into anything, being very open and honest with them, and like shedding that skin, and sort of letting them see, the real you, and the real truth of what's happened, or what the situation is. But yeah, like I said, with that coming out again in the actions as well, that really does sort of tell me that there is definitely that sort of sexual element to it, and that may actually really help your person at this current time. So when they're beating themselves up so much, maybe that's part of what it is. Maybe they feel like, you don't desire them, or whatever. So talking about desires and ambitions might actually be really important, with your person at the moment as well. Okay, so we're seeing that as an action as well. And, I know a lot of people don't like snakes, but, snakes can actually be quite intelligent creatures as well. So, a lot of people keep snakes as pets and absolutely adore them. So, I suppose it depends on how you feel as well. So with the snake energy coming out there twice, I would sort of maybe say, like, how do you feel about snakes yourself? Because Lenormand is very symbolic as well, and, intuition based. So, your what you think about when it comes to, snakes, whether good or bad, take that into account with your situation at the moment as well. Because yeah, snakes can be, a lot of different things. But yeah, I feel that for you guys, we're talking quite a lot about the shedding the skin, kind of idea, as well as, yeah, that, temptation idea of, the apple and the tree. That was that was the great temptation or whatever. So I feel like maybe you could be this person's great temptation. But we are also seeing the clover there as well. So the clover actually does talk about really good luck. Okay, so I don't want to, bring too many negative elements in there, but, with the snake and the whip, plus that sadness and that stuck energy, I I can't deny that there is a little bit of a kind of a vibe going on with your person at the moment. So there may have been some deception involved in whatever's happened between you. There might have been a bit of deception involved in that as well with the snake there. But we are seeing the clover card as well, which does sort of advise you to, be willing to take a bit of a risk, be willing to sort of go out on a limb a little bit. The clover is full good luck. It is definitely a good luck card there. So you are in a period of short-term good luck. So you will be able to make progress with this person if you're willing to try, is kind of what I'm feeling with that there as well. But like I said, please make sure you check your other placements or your person sign as well. If that does resonate for you, I do understand that this is obviously a bit of a hard time with your connection at the moment. And I honestly hope that next time we do your reading, Leo, that we are seeing some improvements for you. And like I said, it may only resonate for a few people out there. It is a collective reading, so it's not going to be every single person's story. Everyone's going to have, different things going on in their life. But let me know in the comments how that resonates for you guys, Leo. If you do comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when I hit 100 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe to keep updated. But if this is where I leave you, thank you so much for your time, Leo.